Hey friends, I met someone the other day and realized within 5 minutes that I didn't like them. It's so strange for me to say that because I usually give people far more of a chance. But the topics that this person chose to bring up and the way that they pontificated about them and themselves made me realize that not only did our values not align, which happens and that's okay, but that their values are the complete opposite of mine in a way that was offensive to me. I felt an immediate and visceral dislike that was palpable. And then I thought, no problem, because I don't really need to see them in the future. But it reminded me of a work situation from many moons ago when I had a colleague who, let's just say, was not my cup of tea. The kind of colleague who is a walking lawsuit, the type that serious women in a workplace usually avoid like the plague. Now, as much as I disliked this person, for a while I managed to avoid a lot of interaction, and that was fine. But then suddenly there was a change that meant that we would have to start working together far more closely, and I was beside myself. I was so diametrically opposed to the way that this colleague operated in the workplace that as hard as I tried to muscle through, I knew it would never work out, no matter how positive I was, and that one of us would have to go. Thankfully, one of us quickly and voluntarily moved on, and everyone lived happily ever after. And as have most HR professionals, I've had to deal with and mediate these types of issues when colleagues dislike each other and don't get along. Sometimes it's small, silly stuff that we can easily get past, but sometimes, like in my case, the differences are so deep and foundational that it destroys teams and stifles collaboration. It's never good. So when you're hiring or promoting, do you take your existing employees' personalities, their work styles, and their values into account when you add or move a team member? I've seen the addition or subtraction of just one person either create nirvana or throw everything off a cliff. And I bet many of you have too. This is why knowing the people that work for you deeply, beyond just their names and their job titles and how they do their daily tasks, is so important. In the realm of promotions, when all of the players are existing employees, this should be far easier to manage. But when adding a new, unknown team member, try to get a sense of how they will vibe with the employees that are already in place. And yet, this is incredibly tough sometimes and not always practical or possible. But if you're able, you can do things like have a senior and trusted team member be part of the interview process. You can ask the candidate to work with the team on a group project and see how they gel. Or I've even seen something as simple as teams taking a candidate out for lunch to get to know them socially. So while of course you can't make all of your employees' likes and dislikes the number one factor in your hiring or promotion decisions, it's not something that should be completely ignored either. Because after a sustained period of interpersonal problems, little to no collaborative work, unmet goals, and ruined team dynamics, you'll be regretting that decision. And you'll most likely be starting from scratch. Thanks for watching.